achieves the look of having sunglasses on your head.
My shopping addiction is crazy.
Overconsumption. We know it. We've heard a lot of people talk about it. And while there are definitely people that will just start throwing around the phrase overconsumption at everything and anything they see, the thing is, there are true cases of overconsumption that are quite literally ruining people's lives to the point where there are people going in debt, racking up credit cards, and just ruining their lives to chase the next trend that will inevitably die out soon enough. Take Labubus, for instance, and how that whole craze took over the internet for a while. Nobody really cares to buy Labubus anymore. And the company that makes them saw their sales plummet entirely because of the fact that the internet hype isn't a thing for those toys anymore. So today, I've compiled a bunch of videos that I found across TikTok and the internet at large to show you all just what I mean when I say overconsumption is out of hand in 2025. It's honestly pretty ridiculous how much people spend on things that they seriously don't need or won't benefit from in the long run.
Besties, I have a huge shopping haul.
One of the industries where overconsumption has been huge for a few years now, to be fair, has gotta be the skincare and makeup industry. You've got stores like Sephora racking up thousands a month from some customers, and it's one of the most insane things in the influencer sphere. I'm not really someone that watches influencers or anything like that, but from what I've seen before, you can definitely find the makeup industry in full force through influencer marketing. You've got tons of brands sending out crazy PR packages and things like that to influencers, and people will see that and want to buy all of these things. The skincare industry also seems to come up with new problems to try and solve, and they'll make influencers gas up these products to no end.
I have a huge shopping haul. Probably my biggest haul yet.
The thing is, a lot of people will watch crazy shopping hauls like these of skincare and makeup, and they'll feel like they too need to go out and spend thousands on all of these products. And no shade to this creator, but this isn't the average haul of a regular person who isn't trying to just make content online. Most people can't afford to spend all this money, and it's pretty difficult when they see tons of videos talking about new moisturizers and new lipsticks constantly to not want to actually buy these things. There's also a huge FOMO element to this, and skincare isn't just trending with adults, but even little kids are making their parents buy them tons of products for no reason at all other than to just follow the next big thing. Another huge issue with makeup and skincare is that a lot of it actually expires. When these things expire, they can actually create issues with the skin, like an allergic reaction or rashes and things like that. Like you can see in the videos playing as I'm talking right now, a lot of these people have an entire Sephora worth of makeup products for honestly no reason. You don't need all of these things, and you probably won't really get to use about 90% of them because there will always be something new to use and try. I remember when the Stanley Cup was a huge deal, and everyone was up in arms over getting the next big Stanley Cup design or whatever. And honestly, like the person duetting this video is showing, Stanleys are reusable. Stanley Cups are quite literally there, so you don't need to buy 100 water bottles and flasks and whatnot. The point of buying a Stanley Cup is to basically save money in a way that's beneficial to you as a person because you don't need a bunch and you won't need a ton of plastic water bottles. Plus, Stanleys, if I remember correctly, were like the Yeti, right? They were popular with people who worked blue-collar jobs and construction because they could keep drinks at a specific temperature for a long period of time. I don't see how Stanley was able to convince all these people that they needed every single one, and I don't see what you're even going to do with each one. Coordinate a Stanley with your outfit? It's a water bottle for crying out loud. And I mean, this other video here shows this store. Not sure what store this is, but the walls they have of just water bottles upon water bottles. For me, I've been using the same reusable water bottle for years, and I have yet to feel a need to replace it. A water bottle is just a vessel to hold water, or maybe Max Coffee if you've got something like a Stanley that can keep the temperature consistent. I really don't see why people need all of these, and honestly, all these shelves and colors, who is this for? Are people really dropping thousands on Stanleys for no reason? They're also trying to make children obsessed with Stanley Cups, and if this doesn't scream consumer core, I'm not sure what does. I know kids like to play with toys that look like stuff their parents would use, but do we seriously need a Stanley Cup toy for, I'm guessing, toddlers? Is this really what we're doing now?
Mention ever. I saw my friend Pia post this and I was so influenced. So essentially, this achieves the look of having sunglasses on your head.
If this isn't proof that people will quite literally buy anything they see, I don't know what is. The sunglasses headband in question is essentially just a piece of plastic that's shaped like a square. It's completely unnecessary, will probably be used once or twice, let's be fair, and is one of those accessories that I feel like will just end up at the bottom of a drawer for forgotten accessories because it's really just unnecessary to have. Sure, I can understand that some people have a specific look they're going for, but this is just overconsumption because why do you need a specific piece of plastic shaped like a square? It's not even shaped like sunglasses, and it doesn't have the same cool effect that using real sunglasses would bring. At this point, just buy some cheap sunglasses from the pharmacy and use those. You can actually use the sunglasses and wear them like this instead of buying a square plastic band. Dude, for real, this looks like something you'd find at Home Depot or something. I don't know if you guys remember, but sometime back, Starbucks released this new bear cup or whatever, and it took over my For You page for a while. Seeing as I'm chronically online, I constantly get bombarded with these things, and I saw a lot of Starbucks content for a while, and to be honest, I was very annoyed because it interrupted my brain rotting. But anyways, now I gotta talk about it because I suffered through these videos, but the bear cup was so insanely overhyped. You had people waiting outside a Starbucks at 3 a.m. just to get this stupid cup, and literally, some people went crazy for this cup, which I guarantee you can probably find on AliExpress or Shein or something for not even $10. But anyways, this girl spent $1,000 just to get the bear cup. Yes, you heard me, $1,000 for a cup that has the word Starbucks on it. I really pray that this is satire, but with the way some people are, I doubt it is, to be honest.
And some girl is checking out with it, so I go up to her and I'm like, can I please buy that off of you? I've been looking for this cup. I will do anything. I have $1,000 in my car cash I can give you. And she did not hesitate to say yes. She was so nice. Let me buy the cup. And now it's here in my arms.
But yeah, you have people going out of their way to buy this cup that doesn't even fit in your car, but you can apparently buy a cup holder for that. No joke. Not only should you spend on the useless bear cup, but you can also spend money on a useless cup holder for the useless cup. Genuinely, of all the weird consumerist trends of 2025, this dumb cup has to be up there with the worst. I always hesitate to call reading books overconsumption because I am a major fan of reading books. I've amassed my own collection of physical books, and I'll never discourage people from buying physical media. Especially with everything going digital these days, we need real true copies. But the thing is, I've seen the so-called book talk side of the book world, and it's quite an interesting place, to say the least. Book talk has tons of issues with overconsumption, from buying 50 copies of the same book just to get 30 new variations of some useless sprayed edges to display on a bookshelf, to apparently book subscription boxes, so you can get even more variations of the same book with edges that have been designed or something. It's all just too much to keep up with, and I found a video that pretty much perfectly encapsulates why this book talk stuff can get very deep into overconsumption territory.
A lot of copies of Fourth Wing. I really like this book.
As you can see in this video, this person already has a ton of books in the background. I'm not even sure what's going on with some of these shelves. Honestly, it's pretty cool to have curated your own library, but my biggest concern here is how you're going to actually dust all those books, because if you own a lot of books, you'll know that bookworms are very much real and not just a funny thing to call yourself. Anyways, though, tangent comment. But for the most part, this creator here has a ton of copies of Fourth Wing, which is a newer fantasy book that came out some time back. Not a fan of this one much, but honestly, what happened to the days where you bought one copy of a book and it didn't matter how it looked? You just read the book and shelved it away and that was that? You might read it again or sell it or just give it to your local library. Honestly, what's with all these editions? Why do we need 40 sprayed edge editions of the same book? I mean, it's all the same book, so why not just buy different books instead? Why do you even need 40 copies of one book? You're not going to read all of those copies, are you? Also, spending that much money on a book like Fourth Wing is genuinely diabolical. But this is an example of what I'd call overconsumption because you're not curating a solid collection of many books. You're just buying the same book over and over, and this just isn't normal book buying behavior. So, a few months back, the iPhone 17 came out, and I'll be real with you guys, I'm a huge fan of tech. I like to game, I have a lot of gaming-related stuff and hardware, and I really enjoy new technology. But here's the thing, I have a philosophy that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that goes for buying things. I don't understand the people who are buying a brand new iPhone every single year. I have no clue why it's such a big deal for people. If your phone is still basically brand new, what's the point of buying the new one? I was using the same iPhone for years before I decided to upgrade, and that was because it became a genuine sloth by the end.
Apple's releasing the iPhone 17 in September, literally a couple of weeks from now, and this is your reminder that you do not need it. You do not need it. Please do not buy this phone. You do not need to keep getting new iPhones every time Apple releases one. You do not need to keep getting new technology. If your phone still works, you do not need a new one. And if you absolutely need a new phone, please consider getting a refurbished one.
Like this person in the video said, you don't need to buy the new phone. If your phone works, if you just bought one a year ago or so, you don't need a new one. Your phone still functions fine. Unless it's quite literally broken and in pieces on the ground and tattered beyond all human comprehension, then why are you buying the new phone every year? It's just a waste of money, or it's just FOMO and feeling like you aren't good enough if you don't have the new shiny toy of the month. Guys, seriously, iPhones aren't candy. They're expensive. They cost more than some expensive laptops. You really don't need the new one if yours works. This is why some people are going in debt, because they think that they have to buy new stuff all the time for no reason. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the store, Home Goods or Marshalls or TJ Maxx, or basically any of these sorts of stores. I'm not sure what you'd call them, what sort of genre these stores are meant to be, but they are pretty addictive. They're especially popular in more suburban areas, and I personally go to these types of stores pretty often because, to be fair, what the heck else is there to do in the suburbs? But anyways, these stores are notorious for being crazy for consumerism and fueling shopping addictions. They're full of junk and trinkets, tons of stuff everywhere, and it's constantly changing and updating. Yeah, their prices are really nice, and everyone likes a good deal, but when you really step back and think about all of this, 99% of what's in these stores is useless to you. Do you really need 100 new decorations constantly? These stores also prey pretty hard on the seasonal FOMO, where they drop new decorations and stuff for you to buy, just to decorate your house for a month before you put everything away in storage, and then next year buy some new stuff. And by the end, you've got tons of useless junk that you'll either need to throw away or sell, or I don't know what else you'd do with some of these things. You don't need new stuff constantly. There's no reason to buy new decorations constantly every year. Especially if you've got some stuff that's good from a few years back, there's no reason to be updating every year. Also, a lot of what's sold in stores like this is seriously useless, and I just have to wonder, genuinely, who's buying this stuff and why? Another interesting genre of overconsumption has to be the restocking content, more specifically, fridge restocks or whatever. I don't know what's up with these videos, but I find myself watching these more often than I want to admit when I'm on a brain rot scroll minute, and honestly, every time I see them, I just wonder why people even go out of their way to do half of these things. Why would you take a product from its packaging and then put it in another package? For the aesthetics? For real? There's more than just fridge restocks though. There's also desk restocks, laundry restocks, drawer restocks, restocking the restocks of the restocks. It's like restock inception or something. I get that some people have organizational preferences and whatnot, but I seriously don't understand some of these restocks and why we're restocking any of these things. What are we restocking travel minis for? It's not like these are going to be used, are they? Unless you're constantly traveling, but why are we restocking them? Are we traveling all the time? Boy, am I confused about some of these things. But anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. Seriously, don't feel left out just because you don't have the new fancy trinket of the day or whatever. These trends and overconsumption-fueled products are just constantly changing and popping up. Keeping up with all of this is just going to drain your bank account and pile on credit card debt, and you're going to be left confused. It's really not worth the hassle. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video, and turn on notifications set to all so you don't miss out on any uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.